Hello, welcome back to this week's stream. Today we're going to be playing some EDF5. I do have a bit of a stuffy nose right now, so I apologize if I sound a bit weird. But aside from that, yeah, we're just going to be chilling around in EDF5 a bit. I think we'll probably just be playing through the basic campaign. Note that I have already played through this. I've completed it once on hard already. So I do have Inferno unlocked. But despite that, I think we're just gonna be mostly clearing it on hardest. So I have not done the campaign on hardest, but I have done a bit of grinding in Inferno before. So keep that in mind, that my equipment might be a bit better than what you normally expect. Yeah, but aside from that, I also need to get used to the controls again, since I have not played the game in so long. But EDF5 is pretty fun, if I remember correctly. I am playing with a mouse and keyboard, so there is that. But aside from that, yeah, let's just have some fun today. I do have some stories to tell, which I do remember some things, mainly due to having kept a mental list. But yeah. So as we boot up, this is just the tutorial mission. Not really too difficult, you know? Like, kind of hard to screw up.
You
But,
must be the newbie. Shall we start?
so first story. I don't think I told you guys this story. This thing happened like a while ago, right?
What you're wearing is
But,
the powered exoskeleton.
y'all know how glue is made?
Move the cargo all by yourself. I heard it was
Honestly, I don't know how either, but somehow I believe my roommate and I have accidentally created some glue in the past.
Nice.
What I mean accidentally is that, so we have this air fryer at our apartment, right?
Well done.
You see, we kind of got a bit lazy, and we basically just used the air fryer and microwave to do most things, you know, instead of like,
Let's get to work.
instead of doing something like, you know, using like the oven for most things, heat up shit, using the stove. Now we just stick it in the air fryer. Now, this normally wouldn't be an issue
It's easy to get lost.
if, well, we actually clean the thing every once in a while. Thing is, we occasionally neglected it, and after, like, I think we forgot to clean it over summer break specifically, right? So, like, normally cleaning it wouldn't be an issue, right? Because, you know, like, nobody wants to do it, but, you know, you get that disgusting gunk off of it early, right? But this time around, we kind of forgot to do it before we started our summer break. So, that gunk just sat at the bottom of the air fryer for around, you know, not too long, only 3 months. Now, the thing about this is that,
A powered exoskeleton hits like a truck. You don't want to get in their way.
the thing about this air fryer is that when we returned, we cracked that thing open, looked at the bottom, like, okay, this is absolutely disgusting, we should probably clean it. Holy shit, did I hate the idea of sticking my hand into that. Like, I'd rather stick my hand in a toilet full of shit than stick my hand into that gunk at the bottom of that air fryer when I had to clean it. We have a couple sponges. All of them were ruined. We had to get new ones afterwards. The thing just stuck to the sponges, destroyed them completely, and parts of it didn't really feel like fat or like glue. Parts of it felt like rubber. Like, what the hell? Like, you have like this thick ass layer of like this rubbery glue like substance at the bottom of your air fryer comprised of random fats and food remains. Sticking it just stuck to everything. Like holy shit, including like all the like mixed into all that was like charred remains of like whatever food we put in there. Like charred crumbs and shit. That was just suspended in the thing. I don't think we ever fully cleaned that thing. I mean, we still use it. We're still using the air fryer, but mainly because, like, you know, it's we got like the air fryer has like, you know, a basket as well as like, you know, the area underneath, like an opening to drain all the fats and shit. We didn't clean out that area underneath, but luckily we got rid of enough of it, so it was still very usable as an air fryer. But holy shit, did that eat up a lot of resources. Oh, well, he's screwed. Oh god.
It's too huge. Die, you monster.
So, if I remember correctly, we're still using that air fryer. It's absolutely disgusting, but I don't really notice it. Mainly because, you know, you don't really get to see it. And to prevent such situations from occurring ever again, I have just been, instead of, you know, actually cleaning it out regularly, because I never want to touch the remains of the stuff that's still stuck there, I've mostly just been cleaning the basket, because, you know, basket is like the easiest part to clean, like out of the thing. You don't have to, like, you know, soak the thing in like water overnight to get to like maybe try and loosen up whatever gunk is stuck to it. You just kind of scrub real good and then boom, clean basket. But to solve the issue of everything going down and adding to the gunk inside the actual main body of the air fryer, every time I cook something, I line the basket with some tin foil. Now, of course, depending on what you put in there, stuff won't drain. But in my opinion, that is a very, very fair trade-off to not having to clean the air fryer, because I am a very lazy person. So yeah, a quick way of how to make a really shitty homemade glue is, you know, you just stick something in an air fryer for a while and then just let it sit there.
Good. That's it. You got talent. Huh. Good call. Pretty good. Huh. Not bad. Guess now you won't get in your
Okay, I think I kind of remember the controls for this game. But yeah, that is the story of my air fryer. I think we tried to replace it at one point with like a different old air fryer. That old air fryer kind of broke down. It was a really shitty air fryer, I'll tell you what. Also, this isn't the weapons I chose. But whatever. That air fryer did not heat up stuff well at all. Like, it was very, very underpowered. Something was definitely wrong with it. Which is... Oh, okay. Oh, okay. No, that's just a tutorial. But, yeah. That... we used to have this older air fryer that replaced our air fryer. But that air fryer was absolutely, absolutely horrendous at, like, heating anything up. So, we went back to using the old one after that thing just completely shat itself eventually. But, funny thing about that old air fryer was I wasn't really used to using that thing, right? So, quick thing about the layout of the air fryer that I currently use, right? So, some air fryers have like different basket designs, like or like just different trays. You either go for like a tray or a basket design. Tray design, you just stick like this little table tray thingy at the bottom that keeps your food suspended from the bottom of the air fryer, right? So I was used to using the basket design where you have like this main body, like this giant metal tub with like a basket and a handle that just hooks onto it once you like click downwards, you know? You just like push a button, it pops up and out, right? You can separate the two. But with the tray design, there's usually like a little like loop at the middle of the tray that you pick up to remove the tray. I much prefer the basket design because it lets you pick up the basket and take all your food out at once. Whereas with the tray design, you're probably going to need some other instrument to do that. Now, I didn't know what to do. My brain just kind of shat itself the first time I used like the replacement air fryer for a while. Where, you know, like I'm so used to like removing that tray that I just kind of forgot that heat existed, you know? Air fryers make things very hot. And the little thing used to remove the tray was made out of metal. Turns out metal is very good at conducting heat. Say I burned my fingers on accident the first time around I tried using that thing. It was not fun. It was really not fun. I don't recommend it.
The elevator's not moving. The cables are all destroyed. This route doesn't work. Let's head back.
Aside from that, that air fryer was dog shit anyway, so we eventually had to return to using the old one, which is still working perfectly fine. I think the main reason why we chose to replace it was because, well, like half the interface on it was melted for some reason. I don't know how it got melted, but I'm pretty sure like my mom had used it in the past, and somehow she had melted it, like half the interface. Like the buttons were perfectly usable, but like the plastic layer that covered the buttons to make everything like smooth and stuff, that part was like partially melted, and like none of the buttons were legible. So you just kind of had to know how to operate that thing. If you didn't, then tough luck. You're gonna be guessing a lot. Luckily for me, I had literally years of experience operating it, so I remember pretty well. At least just due to muscle memory.
We're surrounded. Damn, they're flanking us. We have to fight for survival. Let's do it.
Oh shit, I forgot how much recoil these things had.
Well done. You seem to have some talent.
But
We better get the hell
I don't think we really did much to clean that other air fryer either, mainly because I employed the tinfoil trick on that one as well.
into the hangar. Do you mean the robot like this?
Now, where did I pick up this tinfoil trick? Oh, mainly because I think my parents had been using this trick for a very, very long time for the toaster oven. Now, I didn't think I'd have to use it for the air fryer, but nonetheless, we did end up having to use it on the air fryer, just due to my own laziness. But, I believe we mainly just kept on using that trick on like 2 toaster ovens that we had. Because, you know, toaster oven and air fryer are so much more convenient to use compared to your usual, like, conventional oven. Because, you know, who wants to preheat that thing and, like, time it every time you just want to heat up a tiny little dish? Or, like, a small portion of food. So tinfoil trick just really helps you in cleaning up these things, because you don't really have much of a mess to clean up due to the tinfoil just catching all the debris. Now, of course, with the air fryer, sometimes you might have some heating issues with your food, but I'd say just like flip it or leave it in there for longer. But aside from that, yeah, it was fun. It was like very fun to just not have to clean up like literally everything after heating up a small little bit of food. So I am very reliant on my air fryer, honestly, just because of how lazy I am. But I think you do reuse the tinfoil multiple times rather than like throwing it away immediately, because usually, depending on what you heat up, like there's really not much to like there's really not much to clean up. Like, you know, if you're just heating like breaded chicken nuggets, then like what you gonna clean up? The crumbs? Like those things can last in the heat for quite a while in my experience. Like they can last without burning a couple rounds easy. Like you'd be surprised.
There are just way too many. Where the hell do those things come from? What a nightmare! I already have insomnia. Who's gonna pay if it gets worse? Maybe.
But anyways, yeah, that is my air fryer.
Rescue team's here yet. Keep moving.
Now, what else did I have to talk about? I'm already forgetting.
This blast door.
Oh yeah, I went to Jack in the Box to eat this week.
Stay alert.
I haven't been to Jack in the Box for so long, and I still remember like a ton of bad connotations about it. Honestly, it's okay. I'd definitely take it over cafeteria food. Like honestly, I have no clue what the hell like they decided to feed people in cafeterias. Like who thought like the food in the school cafeterias like semi-edible? Like what the hell? That stuff is absolutely disgusting. I hate cafeteria food so much. There are a couple things that they absolutely ruin, and then there are the items that are tolerable. There's nothing good, only tolerable, in my opinion, at cafeterias. If you have anything good at a school cafeteria, either your taste buds are really screwed up, or you are an outlier. So, yeah, I had Jack in the Box. Apparently, they can spike your drink with Red Bull now, and you can just buy Red Bull at Jack in the Box. It costs like $5 to get like a drink spiked with Red Bull. I didn't try it, mainly because I was working on a budget. Like, I didn't really want to spend much on food. But compared to all the other places to get food at near my school, Jack in the Box is by far the cheapest, if you know what you're getting. In my case, I think I ended up paying like around $8 for 2 tacos and a Jumbo Jack combo, which honestly isn't really that bad. Like, dirt cheap compared to like the prices that school charges at other places on campus to eat. But you know, the Jack in the Box was like close to campus, very close to campus. But even then, like you have like a ton of other places that are also charging up the ass.
In this story, a bunch of rats got into a spaceship.
But I think I know there's like this bar slash cafe place thing near like across my campus. That place is fairly expensive. Like you're expected to pay around like $15 per meal. Same thing with like everything on campus, like at least $10-15 per meal if you want to buy anything on like any of the campus shops. But this Jack in the Box, nah, you're paying like $6 for a Jumbo Jack combo. Like that is a steal right there. Like if you're a hungry college student, you're going there to get your food. Like, alright, all the other combos cost like $10, but who cares? Jumbo Jack combo is the cheapest, and then they also have a budget menu as well. Oh god. Yeah, I'm most definitely sick with something, but I already took meds, so I don't think I have to worry about that too much. I don't think it is the Rona. Mainly because I'm way too isolated to do that. I'm pretty sure my dad is sick though, so I might have caught a cold from him. And luckily I can still taste things, so mainly because, you know, I would know what Jack in the Box tastes like. So I don't think it is the Rona. Anyways, Jack in the Box. I think I ended up getting like a root beer Jumbo Jack combo. The fries were okay. Actually, no, they're yeah, no, they're okay. They're really nicely salted, which is what I really like. Compared to like other places, like some places fries are absolutely terrible. Some like these Jack in the Box fries were okay. Like it wasn't something astounding. It wasn't like something so incredible. No, they were okay. They were mid. But what do you expect from like a $6 meal, you know? The actual burger itself, compared to like a school burger, that thing was, even on like burger days, that thing was great. Okay, the patty was, I don't think there was anything wrong with the patty. I do really like the veggies, honestly. Like, I never thought I'd say that, but like in this case, if I only had like the patty and cheese alone, I feel like that'd be very boring and bland. The veggies kind of added something to it, you know, a bit of extra flavor, some extra texture, which was kind of nice. In my opinion, it was a bit too sauced up, like way too messy to eat. Like, not necessarily like, not like there was too much sauce, but like flavor wise. But I feel like it was way too messy for like a normal burger. But that's just me. Personally, I don't really like being a messy eater. Mainly because I don't like cleaning up. So, you know. But, the tacos, on the other hand, okay, some of them, okay, the tacos, no, maybe I just haven't had a taco in a really long time and I was, like, missing it, but they were great. Dirt cheap, and they tasted, okay, the meat was questionable. Like, it was less meat, more of a paste, but nonetheless, it tasted pretty good. Though the sauce they put on, like, I don't know why people decide to eat like hot sauces at like fast food places. That stuff tastes like battery acid. Like, it's not really, it's not even spicy. It's just very like sour in a bad way. But nonetheless, I still kind of enjoyed it. Kinda. But the meat was where most of the flavor was. Sadly, it's all at the bottom. Tacos were very crispy though, which is what I like. I do like that crispy hard shell. It wasn't like chewy or... I didn't think it tasted too stale. There was a bit of a staleness to it, but what do you expect? It's a cheap-ass taco. But it wasn't like too stale for that price, you know? It was less stale than most other dirt cheap taco places, you know? So, I'll give it praise for that. But aside from that, the drink was, you know, how do you screw up some soda? You just, like, pour it from a tap. Like, if you somehow screw up that, like... I question how you even got a job in the first place. The lieutenant was killed in action, eaten by a monster. Okay, no, okay, might be a bit too harsh with that, but you know, like, how do you screw up pouring soda from a tap? I would like to know that, because I feel like even if you're like a child, like aside from like overfilling or underfilling, how do you screw up pouring soda out of a tap. I feel like people have probably done it though, knowing humanity in general.
What if we're wrong?
Like, people have most probably definitely screwed it up in the past. But, you know, I feel like the dessert options were a bit overpriced though, but aside from that, meal was pretty filling, at the very least.
Counts of UFO sightings everywhere across the globe. And this time, the UFOs aren't just moving flashes of light.
Honestly, if you wanted something more expensive, there's like the Habit as well. A Habit Burger Grill. There is, I think, a Farmer Boys if you're into that. In my opinion, Farmer Boys is a bit pricey. No, scratch that. Very pricey for what you're getting. I really don't think Farmer Boys is worth it. I feel like it's definitely overrated. Fries for Farmer Boys are okay. Ranch sauce for it is okay. Like, everything about it is just fine, you know? I don't know why, like, you'd exclusively hunt them down. I guess maybe for their fries, since, like, they do... I believe they might, batter up their fries or something, since they do seem to have, like, a crispy exterior coating. Or something along those lines. But other than that, like, I feel like Farm Boys is just mid. Either that or the ones that are in college towns are mid. Well, that's exactly what, like, most of my Farmer Boys meals are. They're mid as hell.
All exterminated. It's finally over.
Am I missing anything other than armor and health? I don't think so. I think I got all the weapons. Ugh. But, let's see, what else was interesting about that place? I mean, I know it's pretty crowded. Also, I never really got a good look at it, but the Stater Brothers that, like, is nearby, the place looks so ghetto. Like, it's in, like, this, it's in, like, a mall-like complex, like an outdoor mall-like complex. Or, like, a market complex. But, pretty much, like, the main thing that you go to the area for is, like, the Stater Brothers. Issue is, like, that's, like, the only thing. There are, like, a ton of, like, tinier shops around the place. Farmer Boys, a Jack in the Box, a gas station, a bar and grill. Then there's, like, this ghetto-looking parking lot with, like, a couple other shops in the back. Most of the time, it's empty as hell. So it looks even worse.
Look at the sky. Something is falling. Retreat. Find cover.
But, you know.
They're giant pylons. They look mechanical. Awesome.
Ah, it is so nice to be able to, like, gun those things down easy. I remember. Alright, if you play this game, starting off, those pylons take so long to kill. Just because your weapons are so underpowered. But then, like, later on in the game, they are a very common sight. So they kind of have to give you, like, decent weapons to put them down.
Not only casualties, the whole city will be gone. What is going on? What in the world are we fighting against? This is more than an act of terrorism. Does that mean we're at war with some country? This is the world at war.
Ah, I love this thing.
Damn! I was about to travel abroad next my luck. Well, my friend in Europe just told me that Marseille is being attacked by thousands of monsters. Are you saying that we're not the only ones being attacked?
Now, where was I?
Take down all of the monsters. Spare no one.
Oh yeah, speaking of the Stater Brothers. I did go to the Stater Brothers to like get some stuff before I went to get Jack in the Box. Mainly some really cheap ice cream. Like, okay, I don't know what it is about the ice cream at Stater Brothers, but that, like, or just supermarket ice cream in general. But I feel like I just don't really like it. I feel like it's just way too light. I feel spoiled when it comes to getting ice cream sometimes, because I don't know why. It feels so bland sometimes. I don't know how else to describe it, you know? Did they make this one invincible? No, they didn't. Oh, you can collect rewards from it. Nice. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, what the Stater Brothers? Now, I don't necessarily remember too much of what I got. But looking back on it, I probably remember. I got some pickles. That's like the first thing I got there, since I haven't had like good pickles in a while. I remember the taste. I feel like they should be a bit sweeter. They're mostly just sour dill pickles. Like, a bit too sour for my preferences, but nonetheless better than the bread and butter ones I got months ago. I don't know why people like bread and butter pickles. That shit is way too sweet. But anyways, aside from that, I got pickles. I saw that they had some sausage. Some caseless sausages on sale. Like 2 packs for $3. I got one of those. They're pretty good. But heated in the air fryer, they do leave behind a lot of fat. Luckily, tinfoil is there to pick it all up, if laid down right.
And stop the disaster from spreading.
These things are attacking the city. People here are all civilians.
They were pretty good.
Please support us. There's no time
But,
minimize the
I
casualties.
feel like it can be a bit boring sometimes. If you eat too many of them, you're gonna get tired of the flavor. I ate them all on some bread, like some bread, along with like some pickles and a craft single. Yeah, I can't speak.
Which freaking country made these weapons? How could anyone create those horrible things? I'll find out who's behind all this horrible stuff and teach the guy a lesson. If only they were created by man.
The enemy's approaching.
Let's see.
Sergeant, move with tanks. They can block off the acid from the monsters. Once the monsters get close, move
No.
with the tanks.
What was the next thing I got?
Move out.
I specifically remember I wanted a drink, right?
Keep it up.
So, when I got
Support the infantry.
like I wanted to get a drink, so I went over to the drink section. Although I didn't know what I wanted for like a drink specifically. I just know I wanted a drink in general, but I didn't know anything specific about the drink I wanted. So I decided to have a quick browse. There was mostly just some soda there, but then I also saw like a case of like some Arizona, you know.
Trajectories of the pylons, we've determined the location of the gigantic ship.
So
It's flying above the combat area now. It may deploy pylons. Please be on
Let's
high
see.
alert to the sky.
this,
Looks like it's not
what
safe
else?
here either.
I couldn't tell if I wanted some,
Deal with the pylons.
I remember I wanted a drink at the time. I couldn't tell if I wanted, like, a jug of Arizona tea, or if I just wanted to buy, like, a pack full of, like, individual cans. Because for some reason they sell cans in, like, these, cardboard pellets now, in, like, packs of 12 or 15. I don't remember the exact number. But, aside from that, I think what I ended up doing was I put back the drinks, because then I remembered I had to carry the entire thing home, and I got tired of tiring the drinks around in my basket already, like walking around the store. So I'm like, okay, screw this ain't worth the effort. I'll just stick with some water or something. So yeah, I ended up not getting any drink there, now that I remember.
So we urge you to keep a safe distance if you come across one.
But I do remember specifically buying a frozen meal and the ice cream. Now the ice cream, honestly didn't really have much too special about it. It was like store brand ice cream rather than like any name brand. It was very light in my opinion. Like the ice cream, it's like, it isn't dense or anything. It's like very light and a bit airy. It was, I think, boysenberry cheesecake flavor, which intrigued me. But then, turns out they don't have any bits of cheesecake in it, like you'd expect a cheesecake ice cream to have. But, what it does have is apparently cheesecake flavored ice cream, which I don't know if is even a thing. It just, I think it's just normal ice cream, but without any, like, vanilla extract flavoring. So, yeah, I kind of don't really like it. But, you know, I bought it, so I'm forced to, like, eat it, basically, if I don't want to waste anything. And I'm almost done eating it anyways, since, you know, it's something sweet and cold to put into my mouth, so I'll just eat that anyways. But, I think along with, like, the strange cheesecake flavored ice cream, I think it had like some boysenberry swirls in it, which luckily I think is made of actual boysenberry, since I did taste some like some berry skin and berry seeds. So yeah, at least there's that, but I'm pretty sure that's just like some boysenberry jam just spread around with like in swirls around the ice cream. The ice cream itself, I'd honestly rather have like other flavors, but it was cheap, so what do you expect? It was in budget and cheap. But aside from that, I do also remember getting a frozen microwave dinner. I haven't had one of those in so long, and I decided to get one just for the just cause, you know, it's technically a cheap meal. Technically, I got, I believe it was Boston Market Salisbury. No, not Salisbury. It was Boston Market meatloaf and mashed potatoes.
Huh? No.
Well, all right.
Why don't you believe me?
I had that dinner, like for dinner that night, you know, because it's a microwave dinner and all. I remember why I stopped eating them, honestly.
This is such a wild dream.
The actual meatloaf thing itself was like 2 patties soaked in gravy. The 2 of these thin anemic patties soaked in gravy. Alright, the flavor of like the patties themselves, they're okay, you know, they're okay. Better than school food, I'll tell you that, at least. But the texture was really weird. Like that, for some reason, the thing was very soft, like incredibly soft and easy to like chew. Like it felt less of like a meat loaf and more like a meat paste. I don't know why it did it has that texture, you know? I should probably swap weapons for the next mission. But the mashed potatoes were absolutely disgusting, though. They tasted like wallpaper paste. What I mean by that is that they have a very, very weird aftertaste for some reason. They were undersalted sometimes. The texture was really odd. Like, I just don't like it at all. And the gravy just doesn't help either. Like, the gravy tastes kind of like... How do I describe it? It tasted off. That's all I can really say about it. I don't like that gravy that they had. Let's see, what do we got here? I haven't used this thing in a while. Anyways. Like, even when you mix the mashed potatoes and the gravy together, like, you'd think mashed potatoes and gravy, they might be able to, like, maybe cancel each other out, maybe help each other out in some departments. It kinda did, but then it still tasted so off. I still ended up finishing it because, you know, I was hungry, but personally, I wouldn't be getting it again. It was like $3.50. But, like, $3.50 for a meal, pretty good, I guess. Just not that meal. Also, speaking of frozen food, I think probably the worst frozen meal I've ever had was something from Marie Callender's.
Weapon made by another country?
I think it was like some chicken. It was like some orange chicken or something like that. A lot with
Look like flying saucers. Hey, enemies?
it was like some orange chicken or something like that, along with some noodles. Noodles were bland as hell. Orange chicken was very strange, overly sweet, not savory at all. The veggies were so bland and hard. Like, I don't know why. It's not worth it. It's like, I think I got it on sale, so it was like cheap, but like base price for those meals, like, hell no.
Permission to attack. Granted.
It's so bad, and it's not like it's healthier than other like frozen meals either. Like, how do you screw that up? Like, I feel like they just rely a bit too much on their brand. Actually, no, they most definitely rely too much on their brand. So yeah, not good. I would never recommend Marie Callender's, except for maybe their desserts. The desserts are probably like the one thing that gives them a pass.
And I am afraid their targets are humans.
Unmanned killing weapons. If we let them run rampant,
Like, their pies, I'm pretty sure taste great. They look like they taste great.
shoot them all down.
Honestly. Like, how do you screw up like a frozen dessert like that, you know? Like, they're popular for something, which is probably like how they get that price. So I'm assuming it's probably the dessert. So yeah. But even so, I'd probably just like go for something cheaper, way cheaper.
This is Hummer. We're in position.
Anyways,
Material rifle should be able to shoot down those drones. Engage the enemy.
I feel like I need to get some more bread. I'm running low on bread.
Incoming.
Like, the bread I use is mostly, I think it's like mostly like potato from Costco.
Shoot down as many of them as possible.
Personally, I much prefer it over buttermilk for some reason. I don't know why, but I find myself eating it a lot more compared to like buttermilk. It has like a subtle sweetness or something to it, but I really like it.
Very well. Attack.
I just can't tell why.
Don't spare any drones, or they will attack civilians. Destroy them all.
But currently, I'm not really that hungry, though. Mainly because I just had some pizza. Speaking of pizza, pizza is hella expensive sometimes for what it is.
Substantial information about the flying objects could be obtained.
Like, I think I got some Domino's today.
Still denying any sort
If you don't, like, Domino's, if you're ordering it, you need a coupon. Like, coupon's mandatory.
such a large scale
Pizza Hut is like way overrated in my opinion. At this point, I feel like you can't really rely on Pizza Hut too much for like tolerable pizza. And I definitely feel like Domino has changed like their crust recipe or something like that. Mainly because like the crust, they, in my opinion, like when I was like way younger, I feel like Domino's had way better crusts. But You know, that could just be my like child palate or something like that, but that's what I remember. I don't know why I remember that. I also feel like they definitely changed some of their ingredients, which, you know, I think some people have definitely liked it. But then, yeah, I just haven't had Domino's in a while. I've definitely had, like, some of their newer stuff, but nonetheless. Okay, they made this thing invincible for this part.
Did you hear that? She says casualties are not important.
What the hell is that device? Look! It's a cannon, isn't it? Wait a minute. I don't like the look of it.
Also, if you think that, like, the crosshair isn't being lined up with, like, the actual shot, then, get used to it. That will be happening quite a lot.
Retreat!
Mainly because, this game does that a lot. Specifically for fencer weapons, I've noticed. For fencer weapons, generally, you want, rather than aiming at the center of the crosshair to hit your shots, you want to be aiming, using the bottom of your crosshair. That little tick at the bottom for some reason. And I do not know why they made it like that, but nonetheless, once you get used to it, like, you get used to it, you figure it out over time. Like, because all your shots will go low for some reason.
Please tell me which force specifically.
They're back!
Like that.
What is the Air Force doing?
But, yeah. Where was I? I was talking about pizza, wasn't I?
There are just way too many!
Personally,
We were on time!
I don't really know if I have, like, a favorite major pizza chain. If I had to choose one, probably Little Caesars, just 'cause it's cheap. If you can't tell, I like stuff that is cheap. It's very, very unhealthy for me, but you know, if I can save money on some food, I can have more money to spend on hobbies. Very poor mindset, but that's my mindset nonetheless.
The gigantic ship is ascending!
Oh, speaking of cheap food, I don't think I've had Burger King for a while. Maybe because, like, there really isn't a Burger King near me. Nor do I think, like, I would go out of my way to get, like, some Burger King. But yeah, at least, I remember Burger King being pretty cheap, at least. I remember when I used to, like, take swimming classes. Like, I almost swam like competitively small time for like little leagues essentially for swimming at one point over the summer, like over one of my summers in like I think 10th grade. I remember almost like after every practice, my dad would get like Whopper Jr. from Burger King, and that shit was great. But you know that could have just been me hungry after using up all my energy on swimming all day. But you know, nonetheless, it tasted great. Anyways, back to pizza, I think. Right? For pizza, I feel like just the local places have it best.
Sergeant, take the civilians to a safe place.
Okay, so there's just some weapons scattered around, but I don't think I need them. Honestly, at this point, grabbing armor crates are more important. But anyways. Yeah, Little Caesar would probably be my go-to of the major chains. Oh yeah, going back to like the little talk about I think it was Jack in the Box, specifically about burgers. At least on my campus, it is hard to find a cheap, decent burger. At the Habit, like, okay, you can get like a burger there, but it is absolutely tiny. Like, it's so small, in my opinion. It's like a junior burger at other places. but like a bit taller because they stuff it with like some veggies to pat it up, you know.
Flying saucers all around us.
But
Rabbit, we're surrounded by flying saucers and can't move.
I believe
We should go save our man.
let's see, there are a couple like bars and grills, but you know, expect to pay like 15 to 17 bucks for like a burger and some fries there.
This is the strategic intelligence.
Then there is Jack in the Box.
Sources are
Dirt
on
cheap,
drones.
half that price for some burgers and fries
Even if they are
and a drink,
Tell me how.
which a ton of the other places don't really offer
drone is
sometimes.
key. A blue drone is in alert mode and is presumed to be harmless.
Oh,
So the drones that
God.
glow in blue are not dangerous. But under certain circumstances, the drones will turn red. Red color drones are in combat mode.
But where was I? What was I talking about? More burgers?
The drones in this area are all in a
I wish there was something like a Popeyes or Wendy's a lot closer
few of them each time.
to campus, like a lot closer.
Use this method well, and you can
But mainly because, you know, I love Popeyes chicken sandwiches.
Sergeant.
I think I've made like a really bad habit of eating like one of them a week. Not healthy, but they're delicious.
Wiped out. This is Rabbit Team. We'll fight to the end. Charge!
I should probably pick these guys up.
Thank you so much. But what's a civilian doing here?
But where was I? More burger, I think.
Blue means alert mode. Red means combat
There's
mode.
not really much, like, alright, there is some variety of food at my school, but in my opinion, there's not a lot. Like, if you don't, like, go to the, if you don't go to, like, the, if you don't eat at, like, the cafeteria buffets, then, which, in my opinion, are very mid. Like, there's not really much good, like, there's not many good foods in there. A ton of things are absolutely horrendous and they probably shouldn't serve, but it's a buffet, so they will serve it anyways. Like, there's not really much variety.
We have figured out the conditions in which the alert mode switches.
At least in my opinion. There are only a couple places you can really go if you want anything aside from, like, you know,
Closest point of
coffee.
approach distance. Second, they are attacked. Third, when a drone is hit, nearby drones will turn into combat mode. That means the drone that was hit will inform the drones around it about the enemy.
This is Dolphin. We have no way to run. We'll go out of the buildings and strike back. The rescue team's here yet?
If I alert them all, I feel like that would make the mission faster, just because then they'll start coming after us.
What is a civilian doing here?
I just need to accurately hit them all. I feel like our mouse sensitivity is a bit too high as well.
destroy the rest of the drones.
Let me change that real quick if I can. Hold up. I think it's common control. No. Can I not change my sense? I don't think I can in this. Unless I am absolutely blind? I am blind. It's rotation speed. Let me try that. Yeah, a bit better. Yeah, definitely a bit better. Anyways, where was I? Food variety, that's right. For food variety, there's not really much. I think, there might be some... Alright, there's... like as I said like last week and the week before that, there's like this new halal place, Middle Eastern place opening up. There's a Panda Express, you know, your most authentic Chinese restaurant. You have a taco place, you have a Subway, and then I think you have a Pokeball place, surprisingly enough.
Is the chief commander of the EDF.
That's a stuff on campus. I think there are like a couple other places, along with like stuff at the campus village, which is technically an extension of the campus, but I don't really count it as one.
Our enemy has been launching indiscriminate attacks on our cities by drone monsters. As I am speaking, the casualties are increasing. Everyone,
But
no choice but to fight.
Campus Village is a strange place. Mostly just, I honestly don't really go there that often. I don't really count it as part of campus. I don't think a lot of people really do count it as a part of campus or remember that it's a part of campus either. But, mainly because that place is just filled with restaurants. And, like, next to other restaurants in that area. Like, it's more of, like, just a place to go to eat rather than, like, a place that people just consider a part of campus. So for the purpose of this discussion, I feel like it'd be okay to leave that out. I remember eating at the school cafeteria buffets. Now, here's the thing, I don't have a meal plan, so I didn't actually I wasn't the one paying to eat there. I was mainly just be able to eat there due to my friends inviting me. And using some of her guest passes on me occasionally. Mainly just used as an opportunity to just chat with some friends, you know, around like that time. Free food. Occasionally if they have to use up guest passes, you know. Because you get some free guest passes if you're on a meal plan, so like that's an easy way of like using them, getting some money out of it. But I feel like the food there is mid. Their desserts are okay. At the very least, they have a lot of variety, but everything is either under-seasoned or just not very tasty at all. Dry as well, usually, because they're also sitting out a lot of the times. Under-seasoned and dry. Yeah, that's how I describe it. But their drinks were okay, actually. They have a drink bar. I made some weird-ass cocktails. Not necessarily like alcoholic ones, because, you know, no alcohol, but I made some weird-ass drink mixes, including, I think, floating some orange juice on top of, like, some orange juice or some other sort of liquid on top of another, which looked pretty cool. I got, like, this really nice gradient going on with a drink. I would definitely try it again. But there's, like, this nice, like, red to, like yellow gradient in, like, this drink color, which looks so nice. It was really nice to drink as well. I did like it. But, like, the color was definitely the thing that made it taste better. Mainly because I think they just use some concentrated, like, orange juice concentrate or, like, something like that, you know? Like your Minute Maid stuff. A bit of soda here and there, some water, of course, at the drink bar. Ice. But, I think most of the time I just feasted on chicken. And if they had mashed potatoes, I'd eat the mashed potatoes when I was there. Mostly just explored the place, just go around finding what was cool to eat. Pizza was not very good, but it was okay. It was like serviceable, I guess. Pizza's pizza. Probably needs to swap weapons soon. I think I like the shotguns for specifically these guys. Like the main reason I was using this was to snipe out flying targets, because those things are a pain in the ass to snipe with a shotgun due to the damage fall off. But against something like this, I definitely feel like the shotgun is better. Anyways, Jello was actually okay, but you know, it's probably just like mass produced in like a giant bucket or pot before like being cut up and served. I know, like, from what I've heard, like a couple of my friends' who worked at the cafeteria there,
This is Ranger 3.
at like the dining hall there.
Shooting monsters. 2 of us got injured.
I believe, according to her, the cakes were like baked in the morning or the day before,
Monsters are too strong.
and then just like cut up and put out like hours later. So they're, of course, they're gonna be dry as hell. They're just kind of left out there. Which, you know, why? Why would you do that?
This is the Strategic Intelligence Division.
But, aside from that, I think cookies were mid. They had soft serve, which was nice. I always ate the soft serve. Because, you know, it's just like a soft serve mix. Like, how do you screw up putting a bag in a machine? You just let another company, like, make the actual ice cream. All you have to worry about is that bag. I feel like they've definitely screwed up putting a bag in the machine before, though. So, mainly because, you know, they staff college students. But anyways. Oh, that's where it was. It's just some health. But, I did make some concoctions, let's just say, mainly with the desserts. Mostly just like some simple stuff like mixing in cake with the ice cream. That really helped out the cakes just because, well, the added moisture and like extra sweetness. The ice cream was really nice. Well, okay, it's like a mid-ass soft serve. It's like mass-produced soft serve, so, you know, it was okay for that. You know, it was like it's soft serve after that meal. Ice cream's ice cream. You're gonna like it no matter what. It's just like how much do you like ice cream compared to other ice cream, you know? But honestly, yeah, that was like the most enjoyable part of the meal for sure. Having like others to talk to while eating is also, of course, very nice. Love doing that.
It's too difficult to destroy the large flying saucer.
But
Should wipe out the monsters.
yeah. I do remember every time, like before I went home afterwards, like no matter how much I've eaten, no matter how many times I've had like dessert, I would always take home a cone of soft serve. Just because that is more free ice cream in my eyes. So yeah. Aside from that, I don't think there's much like food variety on campus. Like they're really lacking that. But I don't like, despite in my opinion getting more variety and like much better desserts from the buffets at campus dining, I definitely would never get a meal plan. Mainly because I would have to walk over to the dorms every time. That's like a half-hour walk just for a meal. I'd rather just stay at home and like pull something and put it in an air fryer, you know? Oh, is everybody else dead? I think they all died. That's probably why like I'm being overwhelmed. God, my aim is so bad right now. These corpses need to get out of the way. But, yeah, another thing about campus dining, though, is that if you don't have, like, a guest pass, or if you don't, like, buy, like, the bulk meal plans, essentially, for the quarter, you're paying $20 to eat at the buffet, which is such a ripoff. Like, what the hell? there are way better buffets out there that you can go to. Like, but like, what are they thinking? Like, the only people who go there are, of course, like people who live in the dorms, where like it's a bit too far away from like all the other places to actually get food, so they're kind of forced to take the meal plan as well. Or if your friend has run out of guest passes, but for some reason you really, really, really want to hang out with them for a meal. Note that the price doesn't change. It's 20 bucks whether you go over there for breakfast, lunch, or dinner menu. So never go there for breakfast if you don't have a meal plan. Like, what the hell? Why would you do that to yourself? Like, literally all they have for breakfast, I think, like, is just cereal. Just various cereal and breads. That's it. Why are you paying 20 bucks for that? I checked their menu online as well. Like, I'm not kidding. When all they have is cereal, fruits, and milk. And bread. And some bread. That's it. Like, nothing like pancakes, nothing like sausages, nothing like that. No. Just cereal, milk, bread, occasionally some oatmeal. That's it. 20 bucks. Lunch is a bit better, but of course, dinner is where you're going to get your money's worth if you ever decide to pay that 20 bucks. Usually, dinner is just lunch with a couple items swapped out, usually for some better stuff. I don't remember what item specifically, but that is all I can really remember. Yeah. Also, my nose has been running for like a couple days now. It's so annoying. I think I overslept this morning, so I missed all my classes. But I can't tell if that's because I was sick and just like slept in because of that, or if it was because of the sleeping meds I'm on. Probably the sleeping meds, if I'm gonna be honest. But who knows? Oh, I also forgot to swap out weapons.
Stay alert.
Oh well.
Pylons are being dropped from the sky.
They're crashing down! It's the monsters that shoot threads! Species beta.
Ah.
We can't leave the pylon.
Now there's one more thing I wanted to talk about as well. I think I kind of forgot after I went on that little tangent, you know?
Make up your mind to become a soldier?
You'll receive a pension.
You don't need to worry about your life after retirement.
But you will be disappointed by the amount of the death gratuity.
I did want to make like a really shitty cosplay. For Anime Expo. Speaking of which, I've bought my ticket for Anime Expo recently.
We won't let that happen. Destroy the pylons and stop the enemy.
I do plan on going again this year with a couple friends, so that's gonna be fun. Though I don't really know what I'm gonna get this year. I do have a couple artists that I do want to buy from. I know that they're gonna be at AX. So, that's something for me to look forward to, I guess. I just don't know what they're going to be offering, or if they're even going to be able to get a booth at AX. I'm definitely not gonna get like the premium pass or anything. That shit's way too expensive for me. I don't have the budget for that. But, nonetheless, it's a bit too early for me to like wonder like what they'll have for panels though, since I feel like they just recently released that list, like the applications for that or something. But
including journalists, were speechless. Now, journalists from all around the world are crowding at EDF headquarters, and it's chaotic on the scene.
Anime Expo is fun, but the lines are so long there as well. Like, you're just playing a line waiting simulator if you decide to go. And it's so crowded. But I do want to get a cosplay together for it, though. I have an idea for a cosplay, but it's mainly just gonna be me cutting out a ton of cardboard boxes. Specifically, I believe, I wanted to cosplay Char Zaku 2. Have you seen those Gundam cosplays? Those things are absolutely insane. Mine is definitely gonna not be looking like that. Instead, it's just gonna be me with some cardboard on and some random ass props strapped onto my body, all spray painted. So that's gonna be looking fun. So if you ever see my AX, know that I'm probably gonna be that guy, that weird ass guy in strange cosplay.
Sergeant, assign troops to protect the civilians. Take them to safety.
That was easy.
Sir, yes, sir. I didn't get much education, but I'm full.
We changed the subject.
I don't know what to buy this year. Like, last year, I think I mostly bought card game stuff because that stuff is relatively compact, but that shit gets heavy. I don't know, like, how, like, what the layout of, like, who's gonna be driving what there this year, like, transportation-wise. I'm pretty sure somebody's driving. We're gonna be carpooling with somebody. But, oh, we just don't know who yet. I do plan on enjoying myself at Anime Expo, though. I do have some ideas for the cosplay that I'd really want to implement, but I just don't know if I have the time to. Well, I probably do have the time if I can get all the materials, and honestly, I can just use up all like the props afterwards for things like airsoft. Because I do plan on getting more airsoft equipment anyways, so that's gonna at least be nice. Oh yeah, that's right, this bit, the red ants. At least know how to deal with acid. Who's being attacked still? There we go. I can't tell what's going on half the time just due to this camera, because it just clips into everything. Also, I swear, I can have a fever dream without even having a fever. Some of my dreams are so whack. I do not know why my subconscious thinks of such things, you know, when I'm asleep. But I don't remember what it was I dreamt of nowadays. I do remember once when I never had a dream. I know that there's some people out there, for some reason, who just don't dream at all. I don't know, like, I don't really know. Okay, it's not like I don't know how that feels. I remember, like, only one time when I've never dreamt before. And it was honestly really strange, looking back on it. Like, because you don't really feel anything. You just kind of blink, and it's daytime. At least that was my experience with it.
The identity of the hostile forces is presumed to be an extraterrestrial civilization.
Aliens. So, I believe alright, another strange thing about, like, just doing that, specifically for me, the main reason I remember it was because Like, I blink, wake up, it's daytime, and I remember there was a bucket next to me that never was next to me when I didn't blink before, you know? This is mainly because when I woke up, apparently part of the roof was leaking because it was raining. And the bucket was placed there by my mom to catch some rainwater.
We have made contact with an extraterrestrial
I think we got the roof patched up now, but yeah.
is being invaded by it.
Like, that's the only time I remember, like, not dreaming.
There's nowhere safe.
Otherwise, every night I dream of something. Like, of course, I'm not remembering a good chunk of it. Like, 99% of that stuff goes unremembered. But then there's always, like, that 1%. Well, you know. Anyways, yeah, I think with the story done, I forgot my third topic. Unless I already went over it, partially. But either way, I kind of forgot what it was supposed to be. But yeah. It's been around an hour. Well, it's been over an hour. The stream has gone for a bit of time. I think I need to finish... Yeah. Post-stream, I think I need to quickly turn in an assignment before midnight. But other than that, I think I'm just gonna wrap it up here. Thank y'all for coming. I don't know what I'm streaming next week. You have about as much clue as I do. I'll think of something. Thumbnail will be up on Thursday as usual. But aside from that, thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for listening to my rants. And yeah, that'll be it for this stream. Goodbye.